Go number 2. Check, camera 2. So you guys can hear me on the broadcast or just in the mic? Check. Check, camera 2. Check. Yes, I can. Check. Okay, so is my net, where's net set coming from? So like me just talking is on.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the American State Bank Sports Complex, also called the American State Bank Dome. We are on the campus of Dordt University. Pleasure that you could join us for the Defender Softball Opener, the season opener for the 2023 season. Dordt playing host to Peru State in a doubleheader. First pitch is a little delayed here. We're about 30 minutes behind schedule, but it's been a great day of softball. We've played 2 rounds of games at noon. This is and at 2. This is the 4 p.m. game, and we are underway here. Peru State also making their season debut. Give you the lineups here shortly. Ellie Old is leading off for Peru State. She is the starting shortstop, sophomore from Fairbury, Nebraska, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Old. Next pitch, there's a fly ball. Shallow right center field, and the defender second baseman, Chandler Skemper, is out there to make the play for out number 1. That'll bring up for Peru State Jamie Manns, a freshman from Fairbury, Nebraska, playing right field. and is the number 2 hitter for Dordt under head coach Jeff Zomer in his 14th season as the Defender head coach. Since 2010, he has been the head coach of the Defender softball program. Ball 1 to Jamie Mans. And Zomer, a Dordt graduate, 2006. He played baseball. He is he's the career leader, wins leader at Dordt. 6 20-plus win seasons and a 10-time GPAC postseason tournament qualifier for Coach Zomer. And the Defenders coming off a season where they finished 10-12, tied for 6th place in the Great Plains Athletic Conference, but were the number 8 seed in the postseason tournament. They won a game in the postseason tournament, but bowed out, finishing 20-22-1. There's a single right center field by Jamie Mans. So Mans is the first base runner in this contest, a one-out single. That'll bring up Morgan Wilkie. Wilkie, a senior from Bakersfield, California. She will come up with a runner at first and 1 out. Abby Kramer gets the start in the circle for the Defenders, first team all-conference. And she led the GPAC in both ERA last season and strikeouts. In 162.2 innings, she struck out 193 batters, walked just 38, ERA of 1.29. She went 15-10 as the Defenders' number 1 pitcher. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 3 hitter, Wilkie. So Abby Kramer gets the start in the circle. She'll have a start in every doubleheader this season, or every 2-game set for Coach Zomer. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Kramer delivers a fastball strike. Wilkie swings right through it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wilkie. Give you the rest of the Defender defense here in a moment. After this pitch from Kramer. Misses outside, 2-2. The outfield, Brooklyn Cox is in right. Ivy Terpstra is in center. Ella Coster is in left. Your infield from third to first, Jessica Flaherty, Emma Grun. At second is Chandler Skemper. Cassie Van Otterloo is at first. Carly Olsen behind the plate. And, of course, Abby Kramer is in the circle. Strikeout number 1 for Kramer as Wilkie goes down swinging. There's 2 away. And then that'll bring up the cleanup hitter for Peru State, Haley Wessel, a junior from Malcolm, Nebraska. And misses high. Wessel takes a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. A little bit about Peru State. First-year head coach is Tori Klausner. She was an All-American for Peru State. There's a ground ball to the right side. Skemper up over to Van Otterloo, and Wessel is retired. So Kramer and the Defenders pitch around a 1-out single. We're scoreless after the top of the first inning. We're going to keep it here, Dordt Media Network, because we didn't get to do much of a pregame show. So if I can I keep it here? Perfect, thanks. Peru State, the Bobcats, under first-year head coach Klausner. They went 15-32 last year, 10-26 in the conference. They are members of the Heart of America Athletic Conference, 13 out of 14 teams. That is a 14-team conference in the hack, so to speak. And they bring back 5 starters, including their top hitter last year, Haley Wessel, who just ended that inning with a ground out to second. She was the top hitter last year, hit .372. They returned 2 all-conference players, Morgan Wilkie, a second-team all-conference player, and Ellie Old, an honorable mention all-conference. They returned their number 2 pitcher, Cheyenne Leach. She went 8-12 with an ERA of 5.78, 108 innings, and struck out 89 with 42 walks. She is the starter here in Game 1 of this doubleheader. And Peru State defensively give you their starting lineup in the outfield. From right to left, it's Mans, Wilkie, and Cameron Craddock. Your infield at third is Wessel. Your shortstop is Old. Your second baseman is Maddie Howard. First baseman is Autumn Dixon. Behind the plate is Carly Rothschild. And we talked about Cheyenne Leach. She is the pitcher. For Dordt, offensively, Dordt last year scored 3.3 runs per game, hit .238 as a team. And the Defenders, they return 3 full-time starters, but a handful of other players who had starting experience and played a lot of innings. Carly Olsen, a second-team all-conference player. She returns as the top hitter for Coach Zomer. Second team all-conference player. She hit .315 last year with 21 RBIs and 5 home runs. Chandler Skemper, honorable mention all-conference player. She hit .291, as did Jessica Ools, who doesn't return. Ivy Terpstra is a returner. She hit .209 for the defenders. Leading off is Chandler Skemper for the defenders. She swung through the first pitch. Now takes a ball. 1 strike for Chandler Skemper, a senior from Sheldon, Iowa. Played her high school ball at Western Christian in nearby Hull, Iowa. Here's the 1-1 pitch coming from Leach. Up high, 2 balls and a strike. Skemper, last year, .291 average, 10 runs, 37 hits, and 127 at-bats, 21 RBIs on the season. Also a very good base runner, 8 out of 10 in stolen bases, so a base-stealing threat if she can reach here. No score, bottom of the first inning. Glad you could join us here on the Dordt Media Network. Softball weekend. Busy weekend. This is the first of 3 weekends where the defenders will host classics. These are not tournaments per se. It's just a way to get games, especially for the northern teams, because we've chosen to live in a cold northern climate with a lot of snow. We're not going to get outside for a while. And Skemper stays alive in the at-bat, fouls a pitch off. It is still 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chandler Skemper. Brooklyn Cox to follow, along with Emma Grun, and Ivy Terpstra is your cleanup hitter. This is the 3rd round of games here on the east field of the ASB Dome. What a beautiful facility. And the 2-2 pitch. And another foul ball. That's up into the ceiling, if you will. Skemper with a good at-bat right out of the gate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is a complex that was built this past year. It opened officially on January 2, so we're barely a month into this. And it's a great facility. I was here when some of the teams arrived, and they were a little bit awestruck, and I just heard lots of compliments on this facility. And now it is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carrie Crone, the director of this facility, does an outstanding job of just overseeing this place, facilitating how it runs. In charge of a bunch of student workers as well. Full count, and Skemper fouls the next pitch out. 3-2 the count. That nearly hit our top cameraman, who ducks for cover. He should have a hard hat, or we should build a little house around him or something. That'll be a modification maybe. This is weekend number 1. We'll get better as we go. And another payoff pitch. And Skemper draws a leadoff walk. What an at-bat there by Chandler Skemper. She was down in the count, 1-2. Fouls a bunch of pitches off and draws a leadoff walk. And she's got good speed. Brooklyn Cox will be the batter for the defenders. Brooklyn Cox steps to the plate. Junior infielder from Brush, Colorado. So Cox will be the batter in the number 2 spot, left-handed batter. And the pitch is low. Skemper bluffs going, returns to the base. 1 ball, no strikes to Brooklyn Cox. Scoreless after the top of the first inning. Peru State did get 1 base runner, a 1-out single, but that is where we stand. And the pitcher Leach delivers the pitch, and Cox tried to bunt it, goes foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Over on the west field, Grandview leads Buena Vista 3-0, top of the 3rd inning. That is Grandview's 2nd game of the day. Earlier they defeated Dakota Wesleyan, I believe, 9-1 was that score. Northwestern swept their games today against Mount Mercy. Second one was 9-3. There's a stolen base for Chandler Skemper. She moves into scoring position. SB, yep, well done. Northwestern defeated Mount Mercy in Game 1, 3-0. Northwestern defeated the Mustangs 9-4 in Game 2. Swing and a miss there by Cox. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count to the left-handed hitting Brooklyn Cox, a junior from Colorado, and a strike 3 called, and there's 1 away. So Cox strikes out for the first out. That'll bring up Emma Grun. So Emma comes to the plate with one out and a runner at second. Senior from Des Moines, Iowa. And Grun, the starting shortstop, takes low. One ball and those strikes to Grun. Ivy Terpstra on deck for the defenders. Bottom of the first inning, one out. Runner at second. Runner is Skemper. Reached on a walk, then stole second. Grun fouls that pitch off. One ball, one strike. The count to the shortstop, Emma Grun. Track and field teams are at day one up at SDSU. It is a 2-day meet over in Brookings, South Dakota. Some of our track and field athletes will head to Mount Marty tomorrow as we're competing in a split squad. That ball is hit hard up in the ceiling, and it is dropped. So I think the rule here is what I've heard, that if a ball hits the roof of this place and if it's in fair territory, the defense can still catch it for an out, but it is a dead ball. But if it hits the roof in foul territory, then it's completely a dead ball. The defense can't catch it. It's not an out. So those are the rules, and that does come into play. The ball will hit the roof of this ASB dome. So one ball, two strikes, I believe, to Terpstra with one out, and a runner at second is Skemper. Here's the pitch. And that was hit well. And they are going to call it a fair ball. And Terpstra will have an RBI double. Scoring easy on the play is Chandler Skemper from second. And the defenders with a 1-0 lead. So Terpstra with an RBI double. 1-0 defenders. And that's going to bring up Aurora Tyson, sophomore from Missouri Valley, Iowa. And she hits one to the right side. That's going to be trouble, long run. And unable to make the catch is the right fielder. Rounding third will be Grun, and the defenders will lead 2-0. Back-to-back doubles by Terpstra and Tyson. 2-0 in favor of Dordt. Emma Grun and Ivy Terpstra with back-to-back doubles. Now it's Tyson. I got ahead of myself. My stat keeper knew that, but she was too kind to correct me. Back-to-back doubles, Grun and Terpstra with back-to-back doubles. This is Aurora Tyson at the plate, and she pops that one foul. One ball, one strike to Aurora Tyson. So Terpstra at second, still with one out. Skemper scored on a double by Grun. Grun scored on a double by Terpstra. And it's 2-0 defenders over Peru State. Here's Tyson, designated player, fouls that one off down the third base side. And the count is 0-2 to Aurora Tyson. Cassie Van Otterloo will hit next for the defenders. And the 0-2, that's hit opposite field. That's going to be trouble. And a base hit for Tyson. Rounding third, but holding is Ivy Terpstra at the last minute. So 3 straight hits for the defenders. Back-to-back doubles, Grun and Terpstra. Tyson with a single. Runners at the corners for Cassie Van Otterloo. Van Otterloo, a junior from Rock Rapids, Iowa. Starter last year. And a swing and a miss there for Van Otterloo. Cassie hit 140, 6 hits, 43 at-bats, had an RBI on the season. Starting first baseman Ella Koster is on deck. 2-0 is the score. And Van Otterloo takes high. One ball, one strike to Van Otterloo. 2-0. Dordt with the lead here in the bottom of the first inning against Peru State. And Van Otterloo misses out, or takes a pitch outside. And a throw down to second. Not in time to get Tyson, goes into center field, so Tyson will take third. Scoring is Terpstra, and it's 3-0. So Tyson takes second on a stolen base, goes to third on an error. So go stolen base, space, E, throw 2. Yep. And yes. Boom. 3-0 is the score. And Van Otterloo, I think it's 2-2 on the count. Because if you hit close window, I think the count resets. It is. Tyson now at third after the stolen base. And the pitch gets behind the catcher, but the runner, Tyson, stays at third. Van Otterloo. Count is full, 3-2. And here comes the pitch from Leach. And Van Otterloo fouls the next one off. Good at bat here by Cassie Van Otterloo. Defenders, 3 runs on a walk and 3 hits. 2 of them are doubles. Still batting here. This is the number 6 hitter. Van Otterloo takes low, and she draws a walk. Second walk issued by the pitcher Leach. Runners at the corners still with 1 out. And Ella Coster will be the batter. Coster, a senior from Dordt, Michigan, and time is called. Time called as Peru State first-year head coach Tony Klausner will go out, talk to her pitcher and infield here. 3-0 is the score. Talked about track and field. The volleyball team is up in Jamestown, North Dakota, taking part in a tournament up there. They're playing 4 games. And the Defender volleyball team picked up a big win this morning over UC Merced, a team receiving votes in the national poll. Now they are playing Kansas Wesleyan. That is the second time that the Defenders and Kansas Wesleyan have played. That is a conference foe, but it's non-conference today. And it looks like Dordt with a 1-0 lead. 2-0 lead. All right, perfect. And I'm sure Brady Frost is leading the Defenders in out at the net. I'm sure he's got a lot of kills today. So the Defender volleyball team playing up in Jamestown, trying to go 2-0. They will return to action tomorrow up in Jamestown for 2 more matches. Coster takes a pitch down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Fouls the next one off. 1-1 the count to Ella Coster. Runner at third is Tyson. Van Otterloo, the runner at first, with 1 out. Coster, the number 7 batter in the order. That one is low. 2-1 the count. Leach having a hard time finding the zone right now. Defenders have hit her pretty hard when she's been in the zone. Still 3-0 Grandview over Buena Vista. That ball well hit. Out to left field, and it's going to go foul. And the count 2-2 now to Ella Coster. Yeah, Grandview is still in front of BV, 3-0, bottom of the 3rd inning. And the 2-2 misses low. And the count is full to Ella Coster. Tomorrow, Defender basketball will be in action. Defenders, their final home game of the regular season. That wall is well hit, left center field. That's going to go all the way over the fence, and a home run for Ella Coster. Opposite field, goes on the 3-2 pitch, and the Defenders have broke this open. It is now 6-0 Defenders with the lead over Peru State. Coster with a 3-run home run. And it is 6-0 Defenders. It's going to clear the bases. Tyson scores. Van Otterloo scores. That is now 5 straight Dordt batters who have reached base and scored. Base is empty. Jessica Flaherty will step to the plate. Flaherty, the starting third baseman, senior infielder from Alta, Iowa. Takes outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Flaherty. So Flaherty, returning letter winner. She hit .250, 10 out of 40 last year with 5 RBIs. Takes a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike to Flaherty. The number 9 hitter, Olson, will hit next. And the pitch. Flaherty fouls it off. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Flaherty. 1-2 the count to Flaherty. 6-0, Defenders with the lead here in the bottom of the first inning. And the 1-2. Fouled off again. Still 1-2 to Flaherty. Not a lot of missed bats for the Defenders early on here. Doing a nice job of putting the bat on the ball, extending at bats. Here's the pitch. That one's high. 2-2 the count. Working the count, making Leach throw a lot of pitches. 34 to be exact here in this first inning, 21 strikes. And the 2-2. Flaherty grounds one softly to the right side. Up with it is the second baseman for the Bobcats. That is Howard. Throws it over to first to Autumn Dixon, and there's 2 down. 2 away, base is empty, and that'll bring up Carly Olson, starting catcher for the Defenders. Junior from Spirit Lake, Iowa. Takes high for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Olson, top hitter last year, a second-team all-conference selection. She hit .315 last year, 5 home runs, 21 RBIs. Also had 25 runs scored, and that's just her offense. Defensively, she is outstanding behind the plate. Takes another one, 2, and it's 3-0 to Olson. Top of the order coming up next in Chandler Skemper. So the Defenders on the verge of hitting around here. And they will as Olson reaches on a 2-out walk. Third walk issued by Leach. And Skemper will come to bat. Skemper started the inning with a leadoff walk, came around to score after a stolen base and a double by Emma Grun. And Skemper pops one up, center field. And the second baseman is going to drift out and make the catch for out number 3, but not before the Defenders. They score 6 runs on 5 hits. They leave 1 stranded. At the end of 1, it is Dordt 6, Peru State nothing. We'll take a break. Come back with more from the ASB Sports Complex in a moment.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex in Sioux Center, Iowa. We are close to the campus of Dordt University, the Dordt home site, the indoor site, and the Defenders out to a 6-0 lead after 1 inning. Peru State will come up with the 5, 6, 7 hitters in the order. This will be the top of the second inning. Lainey Dreyer, a sophomore from Anniston, Alabama, to lead things off. And she takes a strike on the outside corner. 1-2 the count to Dreyer. Dreyer, one of the newcomers on this Peru State Ball Club. Kramer delivers high fastball, swing and a miss for Dreher. Second strikeout of the game for Kramer, and there's one down. Dreher strikes out, one away. That'll bring up Autumn Dixon, the first baseman, sophomore from Stillwell, Kansas. Dixon, a returning letter winner, hit .297 in limited at-bats last year, 11 out of 37 last year. Left-handed batter, fouls the first pitch off. And it's 0-1 to Autumn Dixon. Carly Rothschild on deck. If anyone should reach, it'll be Cameron Craddock, sophomore from Waverly, Nebraska. 6-0 is the score. Kramer misses high, 1 ball, 1 strike to Autumn Dixon. And again, the Dordt track and field teams competing up at a 2-day meet at SDSU. Limited events tonight, and then most of the meet will be tomorrow, and some Defender athletes will compete at Mount Marty tomorrow. I know a lot of the field event crew is going to Yankton tomorrow. Swing and a miss by Dixon, and it's 1-2. Men's volleyball won their first one against a ranked UC Merced this morning. They're up on Kansas Wesleyan 2-0 in their final match of the day up at a Jamestown Classic. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dixon. Tomorrow, home basketball games in addition to all the softball taking place. Home basketball, a doubleheader at 2 and 4. Here's the 2-2 from Kramer. That one's fouled back. Count remains 2-2. The Defenders playing host to Doane. It'll be senior day for both the men's and women's teams. Final home game of the regular season for the Defenders. Here's another 2-2 pitch from Kramer. Misses low and away. And the count is full to Autumn Dixon. With Rothschild on deck. Kramer with 2 strikeouts already will pay off pitch. Just misses high. Got to give Dixon credit for laying off that high heat. Kramer got Dreher to swing at that on a 1-2 pitch, but Dixon lays off, and the first walk issued by Abby Kramer. So Dixon aboard at first with 1 out. This will be Carly Rothschild, returning starter for the Bobcats. She hit .252 last year, 28 out of 111, home run and 12 RBIs, and both of these teams making their season debut. That's why I share the last year's stats with you, because there are no stats, of course. Here's the 0-1. That one's hit to right field, high into the air, and coming in to make the catch. Again, that's another case of where the ball hits our roof or the ceiling and kind of deflects, so our shortstop actually makes the play on a ball initially heading to right field, but Emma Grun comes in and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down, runner at first. This will be Cameron Craddock, sophomore from Waverly, Nebraska. Craddock, returning letter winner, just 1 out of 7 last year in limited at-bats. 0-1 the count to Craddock. Number 8 hitter in the order, swing and a miss. Good pitch by Kramer, and it's 0-2. 0-2 to Craddock. With 2 down, runner at first is Autumn Dixon, a 1-out walk, and the pitch from Kramer. Oh, that was a good pitch. I'd like to watch where that one went, but you don't have to grab it. Yeah, a little outside. Okay, got it. What do I know? Another pitch is fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and again, we got the Dordt Media Network covering this one, multi-camera, and able to show replays. Here on the east field, the west field, I believe, is just a single camera. On the other side. And strike 3 called. Kramer delivers a pitch on the outside corner. Her 3rd strikeout of the game, and she keeps Peru State off the board. After 1.5, it is Dordt 6, Peru State nothing. Be back after their short timeout.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
Bottom of the second inning we go. Dordt with a 6-0 lead over Peru State. Defenders coming to bat for the second time. And due up. This should be Brooklyn Cox. Cox struck out her first time up. Defenders batted around +1 in the first inning. Cox struck out, so she's 0 for 1. Pops one up to the opposite side. And Peru State's shortstop, that is Oldie, who will make the catch for out number 1. As Cox is retired, that'll bring up Emma Grun, 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. Also had an RBI, drove in the first run of the game. So Grun comes to bat with 1 out and the base is empty. And she drives one to right field, pretty well hit, but right at the right fielder. 1 and for out number 2 as Jamie Manns makes the catch. 2 quick outs for Peru State. Ivy Terpstra will step to the plate. She's 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI and a run scored. She was the second of 5 straight defenders who reached base and scored a run in the first inning. And she takes high with a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes to Terpstra. Aurora Tyson to hit next, if Terpstra can find a way to reach. And that pitch is fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike to Terpstra. 6-0 is the score. Defenders making their 2023 season debut. First of 3 home weekends where they'll play 4 games per weekend. They'll have 12 home games before they take a trip to Florida over spring break. And an off-speed pitch just misses. 2 balls and a strike, I believe. Defender basketball teams host Doane tomorrow. Doane is the only team to beat the Defender women this season. And the Doane men, I think, beat Dordt down there as well. That was in January sometime down in Crete, Nebraska. So a crucial doubleheader for both teams. The Dordt women can clinch the GPAC regular season title with a win. And a line shot by Terpstra right back to the pitcher. And Leach got a glove on it, but unable to control it. So Terpstra will reach base on a single. There's no way I'm going to give an error to the pitcher there. So a single for Terpstra. She is now 2 for 2. And that'll bring up the left-handed hitting designated player, Aurora Tyson, who is 1 for 1 with a stolen base and a run scored. Pitch misses low. 1 ball, no strikes to Tyson. The Defender men's basketball team got their 20th win Wednesday night. They can add to that total. And there's a ground ball through the right side and a base hit for Tyson. So Aurora Tyson with a seeing eye single to right. That's her second hit of the game. Terpstra goes from first to third. Runners at the corners and 2 down. And that'll bring up Cassie Van Otterloo. Van Otterloo drew a walk her first time up, scored a run. So the Defenders threatening here, a 2-out rally. First pitch to Van Otterloo misses low. 1 ball, no strikes to Van Otterloo. Ella Koster to hit next. 6-0 is the score. Dordt with the lead over Peru State. Bottom of the second inning. In game 1 of this doubleheader, there's a ground ball to the shortstop. Peru State comes up with it. That's Oldie over to Dixon for out number 3. Defenders threaten for more in the second, but they ground out by Van Otterloo. Ends the inning. We're going to take a break, come back with the top of the third inning after this short timeout.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University.
Complex, also known as the ASB Dome. We are at the Dordt Indoor Softball Classic, two-day event. All these teams will be playing 4 games. We got 7 teams this weekend, 8 teams the next 2 weekends. This is the 3rd round of games here on the East Field. Dordt leading Peru State 6-0, heading to the top of the 3rd. And Abby Kramer ahead in the count 1-2 to Maddie Howard, the second baseman for Peru State. Sophomore from Council Bluffs, Iowa. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Howard. And Kramer misses outside, 2-2 the count. Kramer has given up 1 hit, walked 1, 3 strikeouts through 2 innings. Top of the order to follow. This is the number 9 hitter. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is the 4th strikeout for Abby Kramer. Mentioned in the pregame that Kramer led the GPAC in strikeouts and ERA, and she's off to a fine start here this afternoon, or early evening, if you will. Already 4 strikeouts, bases empty, and the shortstop, Ellie Old, will be the batter. Takes a strike, 0-1 to Old. Old popped up to second her first time up, 0 for 1 on the day. And the pitch from Kramer. A little off speed, missed inside. Little low, 1 ball, 1 strike to Old. 1-1 the count to Old. Jamie Mann's on deck for the Bobcats. And the 1-1. This is high with a fastball. 2 balls and a strike to Old. Peru State from Peru, Nebraska, part of the Heart of America Athletic Conference, one of 14 teams in that conference. They finished 13th a year ago. 3 balls and a strike to Old as Kramer falls behind to the leadoff hitter, Ellie Old. And the 3-1. Fouled off. 3-2. Good pitch by Kramer. Tony Klausner in her first year as head coach with Peru State, former All-American for the Bobcats. And the payoff pitch coming to Old. Line drive, that's going to fall in for a base hit. Line drive single to left field for Ellie Old. Second hit given up by Kramer. A 1-out single. That'll bring up Jamie Mans. Mans, she's 1 for 1 with a single. Back in the first inning. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch. Letter high fastball by Kramer. 0-1 the count to Mans. Heart of America Athletic Conference, 14 teams. Last year, it was Central Methodist and Grandview who finished 1-2. Both of those 2 teams qualified for the NEI softball championship, with Grandview reaching the World Series. So the final 8 teams, I believe, in the NEI World Series. And a called strike. 1-2 the count to Mans. So those are the teams that are in the Heart of America Conference. You also have Mount Mercy, who is playing here, by the way. Evangel, William Penn. Those were the top 5 teams a year ago. Foul ball hit by Mans. The count remains at 1-2. Dordt all-time against Peru State, 3-9 against the Bobcats. Last time they played was 2018, where Dordt swept a doubleheader against Peru State, 12-1 and 5-4. That was down in Peru, Nebraska. Another foul ball. Here's the pitch. High. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mans. And the 2-2 coming from Kramer. Foul ball again. Good at bat by Mans here to stay alive. Extend her at bat a little bit. Dordt was picked 6th in the GPAC preseason poll. Just misses on the outside. The count is full to Mans. Dordt with 73 points. Midland, the regular season champion a year ago, was picked to finish first. Northwestern second. Morningside third. Jamestown fourth. Mount Marty fifth. Then Dordt comes. Strike 3 called. That is strikeout number 5 for Abby Kramer. And there's 2 down. What a pitch by Kramer. Just froze Mans at the plate. 2 down, runner at first. And Morgan Wilkie will be the batter. Wilkie struck out her first time up. Kramer misses high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Wilkie. The cleanup hitter, Haley Whistle, on deck, hoping for a chance in this inning. And the 1-0. Misses. Same spot with that pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Minimal amount of games so far in conference among conference teams. Northwestern picked second in the GPAC poll. They are off to a 6-0 start, including 2 wins today. Midland, the conference preseason favorite, the only team ranked nationally, ranked 22nd in the preseason poll. They are off to a 1-0 start. A 4-pitch walk to Wilkie. Runners at first and second with 2 down. As Old takes second, Wilkie at first, and due up will be Haley Wessel. Wessel, the starting third baseman, 0 for 1. She grounded out to second her first time up. 2 other teams have games. Hastings 0-2, Dakota Wesleyan 0-3. This dome is going to help the northern teams get some games in earlier in the year. 1 ball, no strikes to Wessel. She takes a strike. 1-1 the count. Oh, 2-0 the count, says my statistician. Sometimes when I get talking, I fail to pay attention. And the 2-0. Foul ball down the right field side. 2 balls and a strike to Wessel. Due up is Lainey Dreyer. She's up next if Wessel can extend the inning. 6-0, Dordt with the lead. Matt, the SID, on the call. Got the Dordt Media Network providing the video stream. Another foul ball there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You can send me an email. Matt.boss, that's matt.bos at dordt.edu. Let us know where you're listening from. We love to do shout-outs on the broadcast. 6-0 is the score. Top of the third, Dordt, Peru State. And a 2-2 pitch coming up for Kramer. Foul ball again. Wessel stays in the at-bat. Kramer already with 5 strikeouts. And the pitch. Just missed. My goodness. I'd like to be directly behind home plate on that one. Looked like a pretty good pitch by Kramer. And the payoff pitch from Kramer. Foul ball. Got a good duel going on between Wessel and Kramer. Another payoff pitch coming up. Runners at first and second. Old at second. Wilkie at first. A single and a walk is how those 2 batters reached. And strike 3, a swing and a miss. That is Kramer's 6th strikeout of the game. And Peru State goes down. Still scoreless for Peru State. Dordt leads Peru State 6-0 as we head to the home half of the 3rd inning. We'll be back after a short timeout. You are watching the Dordt Media Network.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And today's broadcast sponsored by Ployne Publishing. Quality printing from design to delivery.
Welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex in Sioux Center, Iowa, close to the campus of Dordt University. This facility on a partnership of Dordt University and the city of Sioux Center. Dordt off to a 6-0 lead. And the defenders come to bat in the home half of the third inning. Ella Coster to lead things off, followed by Flaherty, Olson, then the top of the order. 2 balls and no strikes to Coster, who homered her first time up. A 3-run home run, to be exact. Had a good cut at that one. 2 balls and a strike to Ella Coster. Dordt plated 6 runs in that first inning, and they lead 6-0. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Leach, and Coster checks her swing, did not go, and it's 3-1. 3-1 the count. And another pitch coming from Cheyenne Leach. Foul ball, and the count is full, 3-2. The Defender volleyball team, the men's volleyball team, just defeated Kansas Wesleyan in straight sets. 25-22, 25-19, 25-22. Brady Frost had match point. He had a kill on match point to clinch it for the Defenders. So congratulations to Coach Chad Hansen and the Defenders as they run their record now to 4-1 on the season. Caleb Kaliza led the way. 12 kills for Kaliza. Brady Frost the next. He had 8 kills. He also had 4 digs, did Brady Frost. Andreas Guzman had 7 kills. So the Defenders with 2 wins up in Jamestown, North Dakota. A little bit of a delay here. Now we are set to go. 3-2 the count. The pitch. A line drive foul over the head of head coach Jeff Zomer. And we'll do it again. Ella Coster. We'll see another pitch here from Cheyenne Leach. And the pitch. There's a slow bouncer to second. And Peru State throws out Coster on a 4-3 putout. Maddie Howard over to Autumn Dixon. There's 1 away. Base is empty with 1 out. Jessica Flaherty will be the batter. Flaherty grounded out to the right side, her first time up. 0 for 1 on the day is Jessica Flaherty. And the pitch from Leach. Fly ball, left field. It's going to be foul. And the count is 0-1 to Flaherty. Over on our west field, Buena Vista has broke through. It is now a 3-1 ball game in the top of the 6th. 11th ranked Grandview leading Buena Vista 3-1. Grandview earlier defeated Dakota Wesleyan 9-1 in a game shortened by the mercy rule. I believe it's an 8-run mercy rule after 5. Dordt leads Peru State here in game 1 of a doubleheader. 6-0 is the score. Got a break in the action. The home plate umpire is checking a bat. Shout out to Rod and Barb DeBoer watching, tuning in from Orange City, Iowa. And I believe the play you're describing, a bloop in front of the third baseman on the infield side of the base, was called foul. It's probably because it hit the top, the roof. If it hits the roof in a situation like that, is a foul ball. And Flaherty grounds one to the shortstop. And Old throws out Flaherty, and there's 2 down. Base is empty with 2 out, and the number 9 hitter, Carly Olson, is the batter. Olson reached base on a walk her first time up. Shout out to Brad Veenstra, who is watching from an airplane on his way to Phoenix. Phoenix sounds awfully good this time of year. going to the Super Bowl? That's what I bet. If you're not, maybe you should get some tickets and reconsider. But thank you for your email, Brad Veenstra, the proud father of Emma Veenstra. 2 balls and no strikes to Carly Olson, the number 9 hitter in the Dordt lineup. Takes another one for a ball. 3-0 the count to Carly Olson. Top of the order coming up next with Chandler Skemper, if Olson can find a way to reach. 3-0 the count. 6-0 is our score. And a 4-pitch walk earned by Carly Olson. She walks for the second time. She's at first with 2 down. And here comes Skemper to bat. Chandler Skemper is 0 for 1 with a walk and a scored run. Also grounded out her last time up. And the pitch is low. That's 5 straight balls. Thrown by Peru State pitcher Cheyenne Leach, who has gone the distance so far for Peru State. There's a bouncer to the left side. Nice play by the shortstop, Old, across the diamond to first in time. And that's going to do it for the Defender offense here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is still 6-0 Dordt with the lead. We'll take a break, come back with the top of the 4th after this short timeout.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
We return to the American State Bank Sports Complex in Sioux Center, Iowa, site of the Dordt University Indoor Softball Classic. Thank you for joining us on the Dordt Media Network. Matt, the SID, on the call here for this Defender softball game. 6-0 Dordt with the lead over Peru State in Game 1 of a doubleheader. Game 2 will follow about 20 minutes after this one. Not much of a break, but enough to just kind of reset a little bit. Up to bat is Peru State. And we are at the 5, 6, 7 spots in the order. This is Lainey Dreyer, followed by Autumn Dixon and then Carly Rothschild. Dreyer 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Kramer misses low. 2-2 the count to Dreyer. Kramer already with 6 strikeouts. Given up 2 hits. Has walked 2 as well. And a swing and a miss. She's got strikeout number 7. And there's 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Dreyer strikes out for the 2nd time, 1 down. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Autumn Dixon, who walked. Left-handed batter for Peru State, sophomore from Stillwell, Kansas. Base is empty. And 1 out. And Dixon swings through a outside fastball. 0-1 the count to Dixon. Top of the 4th inning. Defenders with a 6-0 lead. And the 0-1 from Kramer. Swing and a miss again. Good pitch by Kramer. Really hitting the outside corner. Dixon down in the count. 0-2. Rothschild to hit next for Peru State. And Kramer, the 0-2. Foul ball toward the Defender dugout. Count remains 0-2. to Autumn Dixon. Oh, and 2 the count to Dixon. The pitch from Kramer. Fly ball left side, and it's going to be caught by the defender's shortstop for out number 2. Emma Grun with the catch. And there are 2 down. 2 down in the top of the 4th, and Rothschild steps to the plate. She popped up to the shortstop, her first time up, 0 for 1. First pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Defender cheer and dance team will continue their season. They will head to a pretty large meet. Actually, it's a bunch of duels down in Seward, Nebraska, the Concordia Duels. The defenders will compete against several teams, both in cheer and dance. So good luck to Coach Mel Knobloch and the defender cheer and dance team. And the defender baseball team is set to make its season debut. They will play a triple header down in Omaha, Nebraska against York beginning at 11 o'clock. So that completes the defender athletic schedule for the weekend. Rothschild lines a single to the left side. Rothschild's first hit of the game and the 3rd hit of the game for Peru State off of Abby Kramer. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Cameron Craddock, who struck out her first time up. She swings through the first pitch. 0-1 to Craddock. 2 down with a runner at first in Rothschild. The number 8 hitter Craddock pops one up. And that is a foul ball. Hits the roof and in foul territory, comes back onto the field, and that's going to be a foul ball. 0-2 the count to Craddock, the 0-2. It's a good miss on the outside part. Try to get Craddock to chase. Count is 1-2 to Cameron Craddock. And the pitch from Kramer. Popped it up. That's going to stay in the infield, and coming in to make the catch is Grun for out number 3. And Peru State, unable to play to run here in the top of the 4th, will head to the middle of the 4th with the defenders still in front, 6-0. So the defenders will come to bat in the home half of the inning. Dordt will come to bat. Let's recap the athletic happenings of the weekend. We already know the men's volleyball team got 2 wins up at the Jamestown Classic. They beat UC Merced and Kansas Wesleyan. They'll play 2 more games tomorrow up at the Jamestown Classic. Opponents, 2 tough ones tomorrow, St. Ambrose and Viterbo. And I know Viterbo is a team that beat the defenders last year in, I believe, straight sets. So 2 tough matches tomorrow for the defenders. That'll get underway at 10. They'll play Viterbo at 4. That's going to be a late night, folks, for that poor men's volleyball team. Men's and women's basketball doubleheader here in Sioux Center, hosted by Dordt against Doane. Women at 2, followed by the men at around 3:45. It'll be senior day as we celebrate the careers of the respective seniors on the women's and men's basketball teams. Track and field competing at multiple sites tomorrow, SDSU and Mount Marty. Cheer and dance down at Concordia, and baseball a triple header down in Omaha against York. And that is your defender schedule. Of course, 2 more softball games tomorrow as well. Bottom of the 4th inning for the defenders. This should be their number 2 hitter, Brooklyn Cox, and it is. So Cox steps to the plate. She's 0 for 2. Struck out and popped up to short her last time up. And takes a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cox. Over on our west field, Grandview with a 4-1 lead, threatening for more. Bottom of the 6th inning. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. In a good ball game over there. Grandview ranked 11th in the NEI preseason poll, taking on Buena Vista. Buena Vista, the defending conference champion. They're an NCAA Division III school. They won the regular season title last year as part of the American Rivers Conference. 2 balls and a strike here to Brooklyn Cox. Fouls one off, straight back, and the count is 2-2 to Cox. She'll be followed in the order by Grun and Terpstra, and if anyone should reach, it'll be Tyson coming to the plate. Bottom of the fourth, 6-0 Defenders. Dordt with 6 runs in the bottom of the first inning. That's been the scoring. Popped it up to the left side of the infield. Coming in to make the play is the Peru State shortstop, Ellie Old, who has been busy of late. She's made a lot of plays for the Bobcats, and Cox is retired. 1 out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Emma Grun will be the batter. She is 1 for 2, singled, scored a run, and also lined out to right field on a ball that was pretty well hit. And she takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1 to Grun. 0-1 the count to Emma Grun, followed by Terpstra and then Tyson if anyone should reach. Thank you for joining us here at the American State Bank Sports Complex. It's a wonderful complex, newly built. Just over a month it's been open. Nice pitch by Leach on the outside corner. Grun down in the count 0-2. And I've alluded to it earlier. This is the first of 3 weekends of where Dordt is playing host to a bunch of teams. 7 teams this weekend, 8 teams the next 2 weekends. A lot of softball to be played. There's a ball well hit, right center field. Making the catch out in right center field will be the center fielder Morgan Wilkie for out number 2. So Grun is retired. 2 down. And that'll bring up Terpstra. Terpstra 2 for 2, a double and a single. Scored a run, has an RBI. Cheyenne Leach, the Peru State pitcher, really settling down. She is now retired. 6 of her last 7 hitters. Terpstra takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes to Terpstra. And the pitch from Leach. Coming up, the 1-0. That's well hit. Right at the center fielder, however, who barely has to move. And that is out number 3, but a good at bat. Terpstra made good contact, but put it right at the center fielder, Wilkie. And after 4 innings, Dordt with a 6-0 lead over Peru State. We will pause for a break here in between innings. You're watching the Dordt Media Network.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Welcome back to the American State Bank Sports Complex. We head to inning number 5 in this game 1 of a doubleheader featuring the Dordt softball team taking on Peru State at the Dordt Softball Classic. Defenders out to a 6-0 lead. Peru State coming to bat in the top of the 5th inning. This is the number 9 hitter, Maddie Howard, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, down in the count 0-1. There's a bouncer to the left side. Played well by our third baseman. Knocks it down. Still has time to make the play for out number 1. Good play by Jessica Flaherty to knock it down. Kept it in front. It was hit well, so she had time to recover and throw out Howard by a step or 2. 1 away. And that'll bring up the top of the order. Ellie Old, the shortstop. 1 for 2. She hits one well. Right center field. Making a running catch is our center fielder, Ivy Terpstra, with a nice grab for out number 2. Terpstra runs it down in right center field. taking away possible extra bases from Old. And with 2 down and the bases empty, that'll bring up Jamie Manns. And she swings at the first pitch. Flaherty comes in over to Van Otterloo, and a quick inning for the Defender defense and their pitcher, Abby Kramer. A 1-2-3 inning. That is the first time that Kramer has retired Peru State in order, believe it or not. No runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of 4.5, Defenders still with a 6-0 lead. Dordt will come to bat in the home half of the 5th inning. 6-0 is the score, and again, we start looking ahead. If the Defenders can plate 2 runs and get that 8-0, get an 8-run advantage, it's over after 5 innings. So I'm just saying, maybe we could get back on schedule, folks. Just throwing that out there. Defenders will have Tyson, Van Otterloo, Coster up to bat. That is the 5, 6, 7 spots in the order coming up for the Defenders and head coach Jeff Zomer. So the Defenders will come to bat. And coming out to pitch for Peru State still is Cheyenne Leach, so they have not made any changes. There haven't been any changes in this one, not even a courtesy runner. So it's been a relatively easy game to score and call in terms of that. Over on the west field, Grandview with a 4-1 lead. Buena Vista coming to bat for one final time in that one. Top of the 7th, and I believe Grandview is the home team in this one. Yeah, they are. Grandview scored 3 in the 1st. Buena Vista had 1 in the 4th. Grandview added 1 in the 6th, so it's 4-1 here, and that is the 4 o'clock game. We have one more round of games, these 6 o'clock games, and one game on each of these fields as well. This is Aurora Tyson at the plate, the designated player this afternoon in game 1. Takes a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Tyson. Tyson, 2 for 2, couple of singles and a stolen base, came around to score. See if she can stay perfect on the day or in game 1. There's a fly ball, right side. And that is going to be a foul ball. And the count will go to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the freshman Aurora Tyson. And the pitch from Leach. Another fly ball. That's going to stay in the infield. Caught by the pitcher Leach for out number 1. And Tyson is retired for the first time today. That is now 5 in a row sent down by Cheyenne Leach, the pitcher for Peru State. Cassie Van Otterloo will be the batter. She's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Also grounded out. Van Otterloo, then Coster, and then Flaherty. Little off-speed pitch taken for a strike by Van Otterloo. 0-1 the count to Cassie. Again, the email address, matt.boss at Dordt.edu, matt.bos at Dordt.edu is the email address. Swing and a miss there by Van Otterloo, and it's 0-2 the count to Cassie Van Otterloo. And Leach gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Close pitch on the outside, taken for a ball. Leach, not a lot of strikeouts tonight. Defenders have put the ball in play. Just 1 strikeout so far for Leach. She hasn't walked many either. And the 1-2. Van Otterloo hits it foul. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cassie Van Otterloo. In fact, as I'm counting, I see three walks, but none since the 3rd inning. So 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Here's the pitch from Leach. Bouncer up the middle, could get through. Glove save, but not in time to get Van Otterloo. And the throw gets by the first baseman. Van Otterloo will try to extend, slides under the tag. And Venadolu will be safe at second on a single and then a throwing error on the shortstop. So a single and then E6 and Venadolu in scoring position at second. Venadolu on base for the second time, and Ella Coster will be the batter. Coster will step to the plate. Coster, a 3-run home run her first time up, also grounded out to second. 6-0 is the score. Defenders with a 6-0 lead. Game 2 against Peru State to follow. Our broadcaster for Game 2, I believe, is in the house. So here we go. A little conference out there between the Peru State head coach, Tony Klausner, and the umpires. But here we go. So Venadolu run at second with 1 out. Coster, the batter, takes high. 1 ball, no strikes. Jessica Flaherty on deck. 6-0, Dordt with the lead. Leach, the pitch. That one is popped foul, out of play. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Coster. Defenders with 6 runs in the first, but they've been held scoreless since. Actually been limited to just 2 hits since that 6-run outburst in the first. And a good pitch by Leach on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ella Coster. 1-2 the count to Coster. The pitch. Line drive through the infield. That's going to be a base hit. Right field bobbles it just a little bit. That's going to allow Venadolu to score. And the defenders increase the lead to 7-0. And now Coster will go to second. Heads up base running by Coster. No error. She just went to second on the throw. So Venadolu scores on this single by Coster. And now time is called. And a little conference on the mound is between the Peru State infielders. Coach did not make a trip. She's already come out once. Just advance. Hit a plus. Does that work? Boom. Jessica Flaherty will be the batter with 1 out. Runner at second. Flaherty 0 for 2. And she pops one up, and it's going to be caught by the second baseman for out number 2. So Flaherty is retired, 2 down, and a runner at second for Carly Olson. Olson coming up for the 3rd time. No official at bat for Olson. She's walked twice. Left-handed batter, the top returning hitter for the defenders. Takes outside for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the order coming up next for the defenders. 7-0, Dordt with the lead. Another run here, and I believe this one is over via the 8-run mercy rule after 5. Olson takes outside and low, 2 balls, no strikes. Chandler Skemper on deck. She represents the top of the order. Coster at second with 2 down. 2-0 pitch. And Olson flies one to left field. That's going to be caught by the left fielder for Peru State. Craddock with the catch for out number 3. The defenders add another run. They lead Peru State 7-0 after 5. We'll take a break, come back with the top of the 6th inning after a short timeout.